Hey you guys, it's your girl T, and I want to go ahead and shout out Sean Morriston. Sean Morriston was one of the first ones to post this disturbing video on my Facebook page. This story is coming out of our fifth favorite state, Nutty New York. So what's going on now in New York, you ask? What's going on? I'm sure you guys have all heard by now. It's a viral story. It's about Eric Garner. He was a 43-year-old father, and he lived in Staten Island. He was a pretty big guy, about 350 pounds, about 6'3". And what happened is that there was some type of disturbance that was going on that day, and they said that Eric Garner was there breaking up the fight. So that's what everybody else who was there that I've seen online writing posts, that he was there breaking up a fight. But the media is saying that he was there selling loosey cigarettes. And loosey cigarettes are, I guess, cigarettes that people just sell, loose cigarettes on the streets. And they're saying that it's illegal in New York and that he's been arrested, a few times for selling loosey cigarettes. But at that moment, he was not selling any cigarettes. He had been breaking up a fight. But I guess some of the police officers either recognized him from when he was selling loosey cigarettes, and they were trying to place him under arrest. So he was getting upset, like, what am I being placed under arrest for? I didn't do anything. And then they start roughing him up a bit. And basically, long story short, 2 police officers are now being found guilty of this. His name is Daniel Patalino, and the second police officer, Justin DiMacchio. And basically what they did is that they kind of double teamed him, but I believe it was Officer Daniel who basically choked him. He put him in a chokehold. And I watched the 7-minute video that Sean posted on my page the day it hit. This was before it even went national. He posted the raw footage on my page, and I watched it, and it was just very, very disturbing. And you can hear the man saying that he can't breathe. They slam him to the ground, and and the woman is recording. You can hear her saying, this is wrong, this is foul. It's just so disturbing, and so much has come out over the past few days about this case. They're saying that the 2 police officers, they've been relieved of their duties. They're on desk duty, still getting paid. The EMTs who ended up showing up a few minutes later, who rendered no help whatsoever, none at all, didn't try to check for a pulse, didn't give him any oxygen. They literally just sat there and watched this man die. This was one of the most disturbing videos I've ever seen. I didn't even want to share it on my Facebook page. I have a lot of little, really young kids, and I didn't want to scare them watching somebody die. So I just watched it, and I was just like, wow, this world is just sick. Once the story went viral, they're saying that the EMTs have been, I guess, fired as of yesterday, or they've been suspended. Something's going on with them, but they're basically in more trouble than the police officers who basically killed this man. So I just find the whole situation disturbing. Let me go ahead and play you guys a news clip really quick. Go ahead and check this out, and I'll come back with the rest of my commentary.
New fallout. Emergency workers yanked off the streets after this deadly confrontation involving the NYPD. Good evening, I'm Christine Johnson. Maurice is off tonight. CBS 2 has uncovered some new information on actions taken against first responders. 4 EMTs have been suspended without pay. That is in addition to the 2 police officers already suspended. CBS 2's Lou Young, live in Tompkinsville, Staten Island, with what we have learned tonight. Lou?
Christine, first the police and now the ambulance crews responding from a local hospital are in hot water over the fatal confrontation on this sidewalk here in Staten Island on Thursday. Richmond University Medical Center confirms tonight the suspension without pay of the 2 paramedics and 2 emergency medical technicians as multiple investigations continue.
Don't touch me. Came over. Not touch me.
One police officer has already surrendered his gun and badge for what is seen on these cell phone videos. Another is on modified duty, and now 4 emergency medical workers who responded to the scene are suspended without pay. At no point are they seen giving the patient CPR or even oxygen.
Sir, CMS, come on. We need to help, all right?
I think that they did not do their job, and then they need to be retrained.
People gathered at this memorial for Eric Garner hope it's the start of something positive. The police union dismisses news that Officer Daniel Pantaleo has been sued twice during his 8 years on the job.
He had over 300 arrests. He was a professional police officer. 300 arrests. He was sued twice, and the city settled in 1 case.
Plain and simple, police harassing an innocent man.
Ramsey Orta shot the video that documented the arrest. He says police were acting on the basis of previous encounters with Garner, suspecting him of selling untaxed cigarettes as he had before. Others are suggesting the entire scenario was unnecessary.
The very idea that he needed to be arrested for what they accused him of doing, I think, is very troubling. At most, he should have gotten a ticket.
A professor at John Jay College of Criminal Justice, though, says that once the decision to arrest had been made, the officers did not appear to break the law, even when using the chokehold.
Even though it's not authorized by the department, they did nothing apparently illegal here.
The incident has sparked multiple protests over the weekend. Another protest scheduled for tomorrow. Eric Garner's funeral is scheduled for Wednesday. We're live tonight in Tompkinsville, Staten Island. Lou Young, CBS 2 News.
Lou, thank you.
All right, so you guys just watched the news clip, and like I said, it's causing a lot of controversy. A lot of folks have a lot of things to say, and it's definitely sparking a race debate. You know, and the whole situation is just really sad. Just like the case with the young girl who got beat up because she was out after curfew. I feel like so many cops out here, not all, because like I always say, there are many good officers, many good people. Have a few bad apples who spoil it for the bunch. And I feel like you have too many cops nowadays who are just rogue cops. It's like they've just been given all this military power and they're taking MMA training and you know, it's just ridiculous. There's no reason for them to have put that man in a chokehold, even if he was selling a Lucy cigarette. I mean, good God, is that the same as selling crack on the streets or selling cocaine or getting caught with pounds of heroin? It's a damn cigarette. You know, it just makes no sense. It's almost like we're not looking at people as people. We're not looking at each other as human beings. You know, I would be so scared to sit there and choke the life out of somebody. And then they sat there and they watched him say that he couldn't breathe and to please stop. And they just sat there. How can you sit and listen to somebody tell that they can't breathe and that they're in duress and you just sit there and watch? And you're more mad at the people filming than trying to get him help. And another thing that bothered me too, I'm glad that there were folks filming, but there were so many people around there. Why was nobody trying to do anything? Why was nobody trying to stop the police officers? And I understand if you jump in, you might get hurt. But it's going to be to the point where folks are going to have to learn to step up and you know, try and do something to better their communities. Because this is just going to keep on happening. We can't just sit around and watch people be abused who have done nothing wrong. You know, I definitely think more people should have got involved, had his back, you know, been more vocal, saying he didn't do anything, stop it. But, you know, it's easier said than done. And I'm not trying to judge anybody in the crowd because it's definitely easier said than done because at the end of the day, folks have to look out for themselves. They want to go home to their families. You know, this man done died. He's never going to see his kids or his wife again. I mean, the whole situation is sad, but we have to do more. We have to organize. You know, I heard that they're doing a lot of marches down there in Brooklyn. They don't need to be marching in his neighborhood. They need to be marching in front of the police precinct. They need to go down there and go march in front of the police precinct and go talk to the chief of police. They need to be down there at the NYPD building, not just marching in the neighborhood where that man died or not just marching in his neighborhood where he's from. You know, the whole thing is just disturbing. It's just sad that one minute you can be here, you know, living your life, trying to break up a fight, and then the next minute you're just killed and it's all filmed. You know, I feel bad for his wife if she's had to watch her husband literally die his last moments. You know, it's just very, very disturbing that we don't look at each other as human beings and that we don't look at each other, you know, instead of looking at somebody saying, oh, he's a perpetrator or he's a criminal, saying that he's another human being. And if I was in his shoes, I wouldn't want somebody to choke me out or put their knee on my neck, you know, and stop me from breathing. Like, can we just kind of get that human chip back? It's like we don't have that anymore. We just look at people as a commodity or like, you know, just something to be discarded like trash. And it's just sad. It's just really sad to see that this man lost his life over what? And then the news media is so busy slandering him and saying that, oh, you know, he sells Lucy cigarettes as if he's some big-time mafioso heroin pusher. Who cares if he sold Lucy cigarettes? It's not the same as pushing heroin. You know, I don't understand, like, I don't even know, you know, what the big deal is. I see people selling loose cigarettes all the time in Minnesota. I didn't even know it was a crime. You know, so it's really sad. It's really sad what's going on out here in the world today. So anyways, thank you, Sean, for sending me that story. I just didn't really want to speak on it when you posted on my page. I watched it, but it got me kind of emotional and I didn't, you know, I was trying to think positive thoughts and I just didn't want to really focus on it at that time. But, you know, I have been keeping up with the story and following up with everything and reading all the emails that people have been sending me. And, you know, we have to come together as a community and be there for this family. And, you know, definitely, like I said, people are going to march in front of the NYPD. Don't just march in front of his house, you know, in Staten Island or his neighborhood. Make your voices heard. Go out there and come together and support him because, to be honest, this could have been anybody. This could have been anybody out there, not just him. So this situation is just very, very unfortunate. So anyways, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire situation. How do you feel about this story? How do you feel about the police officers? being sent to desk duty as opposed to being fired? I know they're still trying to, you know, come together with a formal investigation. And then how do you feel about how swiftly they dealt with the EMTs, but they're not dealing with the police officers as swiftly as they dealt with the EMTs? So let me know your thoughts on this story coming from our 5th favorite state, nutty ass New York. All right, deuces.